Hi, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm doing a 12 by 12 layout for you using this Sunny Days collection, and I'm using this photo of my daughter. This was a picture of her when she turned 21. So I went back from Australia to England to be with her, and as you can see, she just looked absolutely radiant. So I've got to use this particular collection. I love this Sunny Days one, and here I'm just going through my 12 by 12 pad, just trying to find a suitable background to work on. Now, I'll be honest, I did originally pick the gold foil one and I did cover it with some gesso and I made an absolute mess. I used the white one instead of my clear one by mistake and it just wasn't going to be good enough. I have kept the sheet and I will use it for another project, but just not this particular one. So I do land on the pink one that you saw then. Now what I want to do is firstly cut out these little, I guess they're umbrellas. I have also got the 6 by 8 pad, so I'm just quickly showing you here my little process of just cutting these out. Now the reason I like to have the mix of the 6 by 8 and the 12 by 12 papers is, as you can see, the sizes are slightly different on the patterns. So I love the 6 by 8 for when I'm doing smaller layouts, like my traveller's notebooks and my pocket page notebooks. But I also like to have the bigger 12 by 12s because, as you can see, you decide to cut out some of the pattern paper to make your own little die cuts and ephemera. They're a good decent size, as well as just using them obviously for backgrounds. So I've recently got myself, and I need to quickly look at the name of this. I think it was Nouveau Sparkle. I'll put a link below for you because I can't quite remember. And like I say, I'm trying to get into a little bit more mixed media, and I gave up very quickly, as you can see with the brush here, but this gives a little bit of a sparkle, so it's actually clear in the little pot, but as you see it's going on nice and gold. And I know my photo is going to be in the center, and I know I'm also going to layer those little circles of umbrellas, so I'm just trying to get that sparkle effect in the areas that I know will still be exposed. So I quickly do that, and then I've decided now I need to just focus on my photo. Now I love these little glassine bags. I always keep them. This is an old Studio Calico one by the looks of it, and I like to back my photo with these first of all. It's free, so it's a great little product to use. I love the texture and the transparency of them. It just saves me using vellum or acetates, that kind of thing. So always use up your scraps when you can and keep supplies like these. As you can see as well, I did decide I wanted more of a ripped effect, and I ripped it too close in that corner, so I end up not actually using this. I must say, actually, whilst we're going through this layout, it was a little bit of a disaster from start to finish. At one point I nearly decided, you know what, I'm just going to stop and leave it for the day. But I've got to say, I think it's my favourite layout of 2019 so far. But we'll come back to that later. Anyway, I decide it's not going to work with the glassine bag. I've got this scrap piece of gold vellum, and I did want to have that gold accents in there, as you can see. But then I decided I didn't want to waste it. It was just going to be a waste. You wouldn't be able to see much of it behind the pattern paper. So I've got this old acetate sheet. I think again it was Studio Calico, and the reason I use that is because when it came, my daughter absolutely loved it with a little white lip, so I did make a dashboard for a planner with the original A4 size paper. So I'm just trimming that down now, trying to get it the same on each side, and now I'm just going to look through the pad again and find another design and pattern to put behind it, because I've got that clear layer and now I want a little bit more of a multicolored layer. So I wanted to use this because it's got lots of different colours behind it, and I think that will go really well once I've got the multicoloured umbrella circles as well going across my layout. So I'm just going to flip through and see if there's anything else that I want to use out of this paper pad. And I will be honest, I've had this for so long and I've been hoarding it. The pages and the papers are so beautiful with these designs. But I recently joined a Maggie Holmes Facebook group, and being inspired by so many gorgeous designs, I thought, you know what, there's no point keeping it locked away in a paper pad. I need to start using these. So that's what brought me out of this collection and start to use it. And this was a super special photo, so I thought, of course, why wouldn't I? This collection is perfect. So I'm just going again through my bits. You can see here I'm still trying not to give up on the glassine bag idea, but I don't like the way that that join comes through. So what I do have, and I've had this for some time now, and again usually using it in my kind of junk journal type stuff, is a little bit of, it's some scrap fabric I got actually from Spotlight. It cost me something like $2. It was just in the scrap bins. It was like a metre of this netting type stuff. And whilst I would never really be able to find anything to sew with, I thought it would be perfect for nice and thin and textured mixed media layouts. So I've put that in instead, and as you can see, the image has just completely jumped now. You can see all my umbrellas are in place. So again, as I said, this layout was a little bit of a disaster. I must have spent the majority of time on this layout positioning these umbrellas, and it's only when after I put them all in place I thought, right, I'm going to have a little break, went to turn off my camera and realised it had actually died on me. So I'm really sorry you don't see the process for that. Probably a blessing in disguise, because I did take super long. Trying to make sure the sizes mixed as well as the colours was a little bit more tricky than I thought. And you can see here as well, I've just added some of the alphas that go with this set as well. Now it doesn't look too obvious on this layout, so I have added some pictures at the end so you can see. I've added the words My Sunshine, and they do stand out a little bit better off camera, as well as just now going through and putting a few of the little stickers. I don't want too many words, I don't want too much to distract. I really want the focus to be the photo, I'll be honest. So this was more just as a way as having a background to frame this photo, where sometimes I like to have lots of stuff going on. This time I just wanted the photo to stand out. And of course I've got that gold effect as well at the back, so I don't want to cover up too much of that. So these little stickers are perfect because they're kind of transparent. They're like vellum pieces almost. You can see the back of them. So you can't see it because of the way my camera positioning, but I put one right at the bottom of the layout, which you'll see later, one under the photo, and then the one that I'm placing now, which is under my title for the card. And it's called My Sunshine because that's always been her nickname for me. We always call her the little sunshine. So I've realised it's missing something. It needs a little bit more of a sparkle, so I decided to just get out my little gems, my little bling, and put one in each of the little centres of the circles. And I'm just alternating the colour so they purposely, as best as possible, don't match. So I've put a purple one in a pink umbrella, a blue in a green, and so on. And that adds a little bit more dimension as well as a little bit of sparkle for this layout, which I really love. Like I say, it's one of my favourite ones for the year. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to print more photos, do a little bit more in 12 by 12 sizes, and I've got myself some 12 by 12 picture frames from Kmart, so this one is definitely going to go up on the wall for a good time as a keeper. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope you can see the effects there with the glimmer. Like I say, I only use my iPhone, so the effects don't always come off too well on camera. And you can see there as well, I did also just stitch around it off camera as well, just to frame that photo.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments about this video, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That way YouTube knows to recommend similar ones for you. And finally, if you'd like to see more from me, and I hope so, please subscribe by clicking the link below. I post new content every weekend.